Hi, my name is Shannon. I'm going to take you through a little bit of a guided meditation on forgiveness. And right now, really good time to work on forgiveness. A Course in Miracles, their fifth lesson, talks about that nothing, or I am never upset for the reason I think. So when I am really upset about something, or I hear something, or somebody does something to me, I'm never upset for the reason I think. I think it might be them, and it really might not. It might be something that happened to me as a child, and that I'm still subconsciously holding on to. Something that I hadn't let go that was done to me. It could have been a misunderstanding that I took a certain way. And so when somebody does something or says something and I get really upset and I think it's because of them, might not be because of them. It might be because of a number of different things all throughout your life. And these misunderstandings, these miscommunications, we hold on to all of these things. And as we hold on to all of these things, they get to build up. And as they build up, they cause a lot of scars. And so by not going through the process of everyday forgiveness, every day forgiving, anything that was done to you. Somebody cut you off. Somebody didn't wave when you took the time to let them in. Somebody was rude, just shut the door in your face. Anything that bothers you, even to our politicians, when they get up and say things and we just can't figure out why they're saying what they're saying, or that they don't care, and they should. And we get really angry and we build up these resentments. And the problem is, what we don't understand is that all of these resentments, all of these, issues that we hold on to, that we don't daily let go of, that we don't daily forgive, compound. And all of a sudden, I build resentments towards people around me. I build opinions on who's right, who's wrong, who should say what. I'm the moral compass for everybody around me, and I make a lot of judgments based on what I don't understand. And it's from this lack of forgiveness, because I don't let go of the things that, like I said, happened to me when I was 3, 6, 9, 12, and so on. And the subconscious is such a powerful thing. If I don't daily let go of all these things that happen, if I don't daily, minute by minute, forgive people for their not knowing why they're acting the way they are and why they're saying the way they are, if I don't understand as another human to a human that they might be reacting out of fear, out of what was in their past, then I'm going to build up my scars and my life is going to be limited. And this is where it gets a little tricky. I always think when I was little and we were on the river, and you would take a stone and you would kind of throw the stone in the water, and you would see the water ripple and the waves would just keep going and going and going. And there is this action of the waves continuing to go, even though the initial, heavier response is no longer there. The waves continue to ripple, even sometimes beyond me being able to see the action. There's still an action, a lot further than just the initial. Well, we're the initial stone in the water. And how I feel goes to my children, everybody I interact with, everybody I'm connected with, they take on a part of me, and that goes to their children and everybody they react with. So the virus is actually a really good way to think of this, is that when you're infected, you're unknowingly affecting all these people around you with your unforgiveness and your inability to let things go. And so when we get really angry, and we might feel really justified in what is being done or what was said, and it can be blatantly rude. Sometimes people have no filter, and they just say what's on their mind. And we have to realize that that person learned from maybe a lot of other people, but there's a history there. And instead of being compassionate, we get angry and we add to it. And by adding to it, we compound the problem. And so now we're infecting the world. And, unlike the virus, where we just have to be in contact with somebody else and touch a surface, we have social media. So when I'm really angry about somebody, I can post it on Twitter and I can post it on Facebook, and I will have hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people that join in and say, yes, you are so justified, you are so right. And we start to take on this self-righteousness that I'm right and everybody else is wrong. But what we've just done is we add to this compounding virus. And it's not just going to one person, it's going to thousands upon thousands upon thousands, their contacts and their contacts and their contacts and their contacts. And we are socially spreading this virus of bitterness, of anger. And a lot of it is not because we're horrible people. We misinterpreted things. We might have had things done, and we learned to hold anger and judgment and bitterness. And so this daily practice of forgiveness, even for the horrible things that people say, makes the world a better place. And it hopefully will keep people from posting the worst of everybody and being the, designated moral compass for the world. We have to understand from a place of compassion. And again, if we go back to that fifth lesson of what A Course in Miracles says, which is nothing I feel is for the reason I think. So if nothing I feel is for the reason I think, then nothing anyone else feels is for the reason they think. And probably nothing they say is for the reason they think. This is such a powerful thing, that you can have something done really horrible to you that scarred you. And let's say during this fight, maybe you had a fight with your, significant other right before, a divorce, or it might be a betrayal, or somebody cheated on you, or whatever it was, and a red car passed by during this fight. You actually will start to build associations. So every time you see a red car, it builds anxiety in your body subconsciously. And then I get really angry because I still have that connection to that thing that happened to me. And that's how powerful this is. And so when we start going through a daily practice of forgiving not only the people that I knew wronged me, but the people that unknowingly might have wronged me or hurt me. And so I can tell my subconscious it's okay to let all of these things go, so I don't have to hold on to this anger and bitterness anymore. And forgiveness is never about the other person. It's not holding yourself in bondage. It's also not holding your family in bondage, because it holds back who you can be as a person, and what you can truly give to the world. So if we're going to throw stones in the water and ripple out into the world, let's ripple into something that's beautiful, not a tsunami that takes out an entire country. You know, we have a lot of power, we just don't realize how much power we have. But the work starts internally. It starts with us first before we can give externally. So every day, one of the things I really work towards is this little, lesson of forgiveness. And so I want you to just come into a comfortable seated pose, and that can be anything. Sitting up a little tall so your spine is straight. Hands can be facing down towards the knees, or they can be facing up. And just start this breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Start feeling how your body feels. If there is something that's distracting in your posture, adjust your posture. So your focus can be more internally on what's happening. And feeling the breath in through your nose and out. And then quieting your mind. So you might hear my voice, but starting to shut your senses off to external noises and distractions. Start drawing your breath, and see if you can draw your breath right into the center of your heart, and creating a little bit more openness and space in your heart. And just feeling the areas of your heart expand and open. And then asking yourself, is there anything that comes to mind that I have not forgiven? Anyone that comes to mind that I have not forgiven? And don't overthink this, just the very first thought that comes into your head. And go with that. And if nothing comes into your head, that's okay too. And whatever comes into your head, notice where in your body you might feel maybe a tightness or a tensing. And see if you can relax your body a little bit more, and holding on to the thought of this person, this thing. And then opening your heart a little bit more and saying to yourself, nothing I think is for the reason I think. Nothing I feel is for the reason I think. Therefore, I might not totally understand why I have an anger or an unforgiving thought about this person or this situation. And because I don't totally understand something, and that maybe there is some misunderstanding, it's okay to not be angry. And it's okay to let things go. And just start to see if your heart and your thoughts about this person or situation start to soften. And you can say, I have a willingness to forgive and let go. And it's okay to let go of any anger, sadness, fear, resentment, or any other emotion that does not serve me or serve the world. And I don't have to understand everything about someone else to forgive them. I don't have to agree. I don't have to disagree to forgive. And just start to notice if your thoughts about this situation or this person start to soften a little. And if it doesn't, go through this again, maybe realizing that there are feelings I have that are built on years of misunderstandings, years of pain that have compounded into an opinion, a judgment, maybe even a little bit of a prejudice, and that I'm willing to let go of my grievances, my anger, my judgments, my resentments. And see if you can go and find other areas. And maybe just work one day at a time. Notice if any other thoughts arise. Any other areas that maybe today you want to work on forgiving. And then just silently repeating, nothing I feel is for the reason I think. Therefore, I give myself permission to forgive all those people and situations that I do not understand, I might not agree with. I might not like. And allow life to be okay and to solve those problems. I will daily allow myself to let go of grievances, anger, fear, or misunderstandings, and hold no judgments or resentments against any people or situations. I give myself permission to willingly forgive each and every situation freely. I give my subconscious permission to forgive each and every situation freely. My subconscious has my permission to forgive moment by moment, second by second. So I hold no grievances, no anger or resentments to any one thing or situation in this lifetime. And then just breathe in through your nose. And I want you to think of the first thing that comes to your mind that brings you joy. And refill your heart with joy and love and happiness. As I let these grievances go, I need to fill it back up with something in its place. Allowing the heart to re-expand in a better direction, a different direction. And maybe noticing how your energy, even the light inside your closed eyes, might change. And then when you're ready, just start making any little movements with your body. And just bringing yourself back into this moment of awareness. Maybe start to open the eyes a little. And just taking nice deep inhale and exhale through the nose. Bring yourself back into the day and maybe noticing that you already feel a little lighter, a little freer, and that this meditation is here for you each and every day. I'll have this recorded if you need to work on just letting go of grievances so they don't bind me. I'm the only one that gets held back. And then unfortunately, I gift that to everyone else that I'm around that has contact with me. And so instead of, and this is really a pandemic that we're dealing with, is anger and frustration. So looking at what you're posting, look at what you're saying, look at what you're writing, and start to notice, am I spreading something I want the world to have that I myself would want more of? If you're not, just change. Don't judge yourself. Maya Angelou always said, when you know better, you do better. So just keep doing better. And I will see you on Monday. I hope you have a just spectacular weekend. Thank you so much. All right. Namaste.